And we are live.
And we are live. Hola, hola, hola. Welcome to Tea Talk.
All right. So today we have actually two uh I'm gonna say
I'm sorry,
herbs,
can
but
you say,
technically one of them is
start? Let's
huh?
start with, hi, that's Gina. And I'm MJ.
You know, you have to forgive me. Well, I'm still kind of recovering from yesterday, so yeah, yeah, let's restart. Welcome to Tea Talk with Gina and MJ.
We want to go
All right.
straight into it, diving deep, and we're forgetting
Yes,
about
I know.
introductions. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Tea Talk.
So okay, so yesterday I got a B12 shot and I ended up giving blood work to be done as well. And usually when I get a B12 shot it knocks me out. So I literally slept so much yesterday and today I'm still kind of working to, build that energy back up. So yes, that's where I am right now. But hey, you that was a good funny start, wasn't it? All right. So we all gotta laugh a little bit, right? Gotta laugh a little bit.
A
Hi,
lot, a lot.
Cecilia. Hi, Anna. Anna is here as well. So,
Hey, guys.
again, I'm Gina, and my magical co host is MJ. And if this is your first time to our show, it's Tea Talk Tuesday. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. We have something a little special for you today. I mean, every Tuesday that we do this Tea Talk is special anyway. So, um,
I agree.
but because it is a new moon. It's a new moon in Cancer,
It
right?
is a new moon.
And I know MJ has something really, really special she wanted to kind of highlight before we actually jump into the particular tea for today, which is oregano. But we're going to talk about hibiscus in a way that we've never talked about hibiscus before. So, but I'm going to just kind of highlight some of the benefits because we have talked about hibiscus in I think about three sessions back.
A
So
lot.
we will,
We detailed. Please go
yes,
back to that
in quite
episode.
detail. Yes, so we'll tag that video onto this one so you can get a lot more detail. But so right now I'm not going to do too much, okay? Because we want to kind of highlight how MJ is going to tie hibiscus into what she's going to be doing. All right, so hibiscus. I got a message earlier that someone had planted a hibiscus tree. So I asked, well, what kind of hibiscus is it? And I want to make sure that everyone knows exactly what kind of hibiscus we're making this tea with, okay? This is the one called Roselle. In some places, like where I'm from, we call it sorrel. It originated, I believe, in West Africa, like around the 1600s, 1700s, and has been kind of spread throughout the Caribbean over time, right? You also may know it as Flor de Jamaica,
There you
and
go.
that is the one that you're going to be making the tea from. So if you see this on any of, if you're going to any of these Latin American markets and you see Flor de Jamaica, that is the hibiscus tea. Okay, the official name for this particular hibiscus is Hibiscus sabdarifa. Hibiscus sabdarifa. So if you want to look up the Latin name, that is the particular one that we're going to be making this tea with. Not just any hibiscus flower that you see growing outside. This is a specific
No,
type of
please. There are specific
hibiscus.
plants. Don't just say, well, this
Yes,
is a good herb. I'm gonna take it. They got that new app now that you can take a picture. But please do your
yes,
research and reach out if you were like, if you're still unsure, because the last thing we want to do and is give you something that you really don't want to. You start getting itchy. I'm sorry, it's not our fault.
yes. So Cecilia says, okay, good to know. I was actually making some tea. And Anna says, I am growing that type of. Yes, I did see your plant just now. So Anna has the correct one. She is, and there is also one called false roselle, which is the leaves on the false roselle are red, but they're very, very similar in benefits. The fruit, the flower, um, look virtually the same. They do have, I think the false roselle has a smaller calyx than roselle itself, but they have very similar benefits. And can also be made with tea, can be eaten, that sort of thing. So those are the two. The false roselle, yes, and roselle, both can be, made. You can make tea, you can eat the flowers, the leaves, that sort of thing, but not the other stuff. So make sure you're using the right hibiscus, okay? All right, so hibiscus is rich in antioxidants, super rich in antioxidants, helps to lower your blood pressure. So there is a caveat there that if you're on blood pressure medication, consult with your doctor, okay, because the hibiscus can naturally lower your blood pressure. It can also lower your blood sugar naturally. So again, if you're diabetic on diabetic medication, consult with your doctor, okay. There have been studies done that show that the sorrel, roselle, hibiscus can also lower the bad cholesterol that you may have, but it also raises the good cholesterol. But in some studies it shows that it only raises the good cholesterol, but does really nothing for the bad. They're conflicting studies, so do your research out there. But overall it shows that it's really good to elevate the good cholesterol in your body. Okay. So because of all of the benefits to your blood pressure, to your blood sugar, it's also going to provide a lot of heart benefits. Okay, so by lowering your blood pressure, it's obviously going to be improving your heart health as well. Some people who have drunk hibiscus tea on a regular basis, and studies have been done about this as well, have shown that it may also help you to lose weight. So if you are looking for something natural to, in that department,
fill
or
up my
maybe
cup, please. I need
so,
double.
right? And we're going to talk about that double thing because there's something that, yeah, we will wait to get there. So it could affect, it could actually help with your weight loss. It can affect your estrogen. So you have to be very careful there. If you are pregnant, you do have to be careful with drinking hibiscus because it can actually start menstruation. And if you are pregnant, then of course it could, especially if you're in the early part of the pregnancy, it could trigger a miscarriage. So you do want to be careful in that arena. If you're taking birth control pills, you also want to be careful because it can kind of affect the effectiveness of the birth control pill as well. So do be careful there. However, if you have one of these cycles that's really sporadic, one moment it's there and then 6 weeks later it decides to start and it's not regular, then drinking some hibiscus tea can actually help to regulate it. Okay. So yeah, so you if you're looking to regulate your cycle, the hibiscus tea is one way to go with that. It is antibacterial. It's got all of the antis in there, antibacterial, antiviral. It's loaded with vitamin C. That's one thing about hibiscus tea, as well as the false roselle, the other one, roselle and false roselle. They both are loaded with vitamin C. What I like to do with the hibiscus is add some elderberry and kick it up a notch because both of those are have powerful vitamin C content. All right, so also supports liver health. It is high in polyphenols, which is a compound that's been shown to have extremely powerful anti-cancer benefits. Not something I made up. Studies have been done on it. Everything that we share with you on this show are research-backed information, okay? So you can rest assured that you're going to find the information. So high in polyphenols, considered to be a very powerful anti-cancer herb, plant, however you want to look at it. Now, I wanted to mention this, in the Caribbean, this was typically, when I was growing up anyway, this was typically a Christmas time drink. And there was the virgin kind for the children, and then there was the adult version, because we make a wine every Christmas out of the flor de Jamaica, hibiscus, sorrel, all these words, right? So we make a drink. But there's a term that's been thrown around called hibiscus drunkenness. And I believe it's because a lot of the people who have said they've experienced drunkenness from drinking hibiscus tea is because they've probably traveled to a Caribbean country and have drunk it at Christmas time thinking they're drinking a particular tea, but it had alcohol in it. So I think that may be where the term hibiscus drunkenness is coming from. Also,
Oh, sure.
and
Blame it on the rain. Blame it on the blame.
also MJ mentioned double it up. Sometimes if you put too much hibiscus to make your tea, it can get really bitter. So too much of a good thing can actually be pretty bad. Um, let me show you. This is one of the flowers it's dehydrated, it's dried, but you really only need one, I would say two max to make an 8-ounce cup of tea. Any more than that, and you could probably feel like you're going to be drunk because it gets really bitter after that. Okay, you don't want to overdo it. So I think that's where it comes from. I think people just add too much, thinking by adding a little bit more, it's going to increase the benefits. But what you're really doing is it's just bitter. You're just making
And
it
what you
bitter.
can do, and please, what you can do, I want to say, because we've had
Mhm.
some, I have right now, that's what I'm drinking. I add water. I always add water to it and it dilutes it. So you don't have to throw it out. Don't waste it. Just
Right.
break it down and add water to it. And then you have multiple drinks. You can put in the
Yes.
refrigerator and it becomes a refreshing drink.
Yes, you can. If you want to do a concentrate, make a concentrate that you can keep in the fridge and then take out maybe a tablespoon and then add some water to it. Add some hot water to it to make your tea that way. That's an easy way to, always have it ready. But don't put in more than maybe two of the dehydrated petals to a cup of water because then it's going to be just too bitter. And I have
And
mine here. Let me
you
show
can
you.
make it nice though. Look at how nice she has it. And you can add stuff to it. This is, remember,
Yes, mine
Gina, and our
actually
last
has.
one.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead.
The
Mine
last
actually
one,
has
she talked about
ginger.
the orange peel. She talked about
Yes,
adding that orange. Remember I don't forget that one because that one I made it and I added that
yes,
orange peel. And when I tell you, it was a
mhm,
wow. So add
yes,
that orange peel, she said. I don't know about the ginger yet, but I did add the orange peel. And when I tell you, it took it to the next level. It was amazing.
yes, it does. Yeah. Well, the drink that we make at Christmas, we usually add ginger, cinnamon, clove, allspice because it is a particular wine, especially at Christmas time. But because I'm used to drinking it with all of those spices, then when I make it hot, I still add the spices in there. But yes, I've never actually drunken the hot one with the ginger. I'm not with the ginger,
Mhm.
the orange peel.
It's
Yes,
really
I
good.
have. Yes,
You
I have.
have to. It's really good.
I
It was
have.
part of the
Um,
ingredients the other day.
yes, I have. I just
It's
made it
really
last
good.
week. I'm telling you this.
It's
Yeah,
okay. It's
you gotta
brain fog. Let it
give me a
go.
couple
Woo,
of days.
let it
You
go.
gotta get rid of that
It's
that
okay.
fog.
We're
Give
good.
me give me a couple of days, guys. Give me a couple of days. I almost said, maybe I shouldn't come on today, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna disappoint. I'm just gonna come on and we are just
Power.
gonna go with the flow. Just go with the flow. And I understand and I'm trying not to raise this arm because for some reason where I got the shot today is actually kind of painful, but
Left or
we're good.
right?
So it's on my left. It's on the left one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so my right is bad and your left is bad. So together we're perfect. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So that is hibiscus in a nutshell. We're going to, like I said, link a more detailed video to this one so that you can get all of the, added details about hibiscus. But I want to turn it over to MJ because she wants to tie in a very, very special activity announcement.
Knowledge.
MJ,
It's just
yes.
wisdom. I want to give wisdom activation for you. So I'm on my own page, but since we're here and I'm going to share it with the world, hibiscus tea is amazing. And as you can see, it's red. The color red is important. Back in the day, let's talk about red and what it is and where it does and what I want to do with it and what the world needs to do with it. We're talking about red tents. Back in the day, women would gather with other women under red tents and they would share wisdom and make these teas together and share how they made these teas and what herbs to make these teas, and they would share how they heal with these teas. They would take older and younger women into red tents. Back, we're talking in ancient Mary Magdalene times, back in the day, and they would use the herbs and say, okay, if you take this herb and you put it together, this is good. And we're talking because remember that we're talking cultures, women get beat up a lot. This is how you heal this. This is how you heal this. This is how you stop that. These are the things that would happen in a red tent. They would utilize the knowledge that they got. For me, Gina would be a wise woman. She would be a crone in the red tent that when you open that door and she comes in, she will provide you with all the knowledge and wisdom you need to educate yourself on about the teas and herbs to help you support and live your best life. That is the red tent for her. When you come into a red tent and see me, I will give you all the knowledge and wisdom I have for you spiritually to help you on your guidance, on your journey on the world called life. Because as you come in one door, you come out the other in this red tent. And what we're trying to do and what I'm activating in you, and this is not an old philosophy, this is a very ancient one, is that we have forgotten with technology and everything going on, and that big news in the United States that really rocked the divine feminine world, is like we need to remember and go back to basics. And we're not only talking about that amazing tea, we're talking about back to basics in the teaching, just like we teach you here on this podcast and we have fun with it. Imagine taking this to a red tent where you invite people in your local neighborhood and say, I see you and I help you. I'm not here to judge you, because a lot of women are stuck on the judgment. I'm going to judge you. And I see it daily. I see it in my life all the time. But when you take the judgment out and you're like, I'm here to offer a hand. I'm here to help you. My red light is lit. My candle is burning for you. And I'm here. Light and activate, acknowledge. So back in the days, the red sisters would wear a thin, this is how simple, a thin cloth, red string to remind and let people know that I'm a sister. I'm going to guide you. And we're talking times, and this went back in. Harry Tubman was a red sister, so you know. She helped other sisters get through a tunnel and get through. Now she didn't just help sisters, she helped everyone. But her goal was, and in between people that assisted her were us, the red sisters, the people. And I'm calling out, I'm crying out. It's time to remember those days and activate that back. Instead of fighting each other and being in such a world with each other, we should be educating ourselves and looking into our crones. And the crone is not a bad word. Crone is a word for an ancient and elder woman that has studied and knowledge and has been through this, and that can help you. Sit with them, talk with them. Let them give you the wisdom to guide you on your journey, because all the information is not on the internet. You need to sit with your crones. You need to sit with your mothers and let them give you the information to help you get to the next level. And if your mother is not that one and your grandma's not around, reach out to your neighbors. There are people like Gina and I that come and we give you this information because we want you to gain this. That is what a red tent is. And I'd like to activate it after all the stuff that has happened. So if this is even tingling in your body, I'd like you to know that there is a book called The Red Tent. There is also a movie called The Red Tent that you can see and go back. But if you feel it in your heart, like, wow, this is resonating. I believe we've all, I am a past life regressionist. This is what I do for a living. And in doing this, I've taken many people back to see that they came out of those red tents to survive the lives that they had to survive. So it could be the simplest thing as you offer a cup of coffee, or you make a phone call, or it could be the grandest thing as you take somebody across the state line. The choice is yours, but it's time to regroup into the red tents and remember that we're here as a divine feminine to help each other grow and rise together. And when we do that, we help each other. But it's when you fall back in your negativity, in your I'm not helping, it's all about me, you're not my teacher, that's where you get stuck. That's where you are in trouble. And that's what the red tents are there to help you with. So come, we won't let you down. We will bring you in, we will support you, we will guide you. And if we don't know, we will send you to someone who knows. That is only and everything what a red tent is. And it's no money involved. So gather with your neighborhoods. Who's hurting right now with the news that are going on to some things? Take a moment to say, well, I'll see somebody that could use some help. Maybe I have a word Because it could be as simple as it's just saying, I see you. I see you. So please, if this resonates, activate yourself. You are a red tent sister. Let's help other red tents. And if you're a male listening to this, you have daughters. Your daughters need help with their divine feminine. Let's take them back to ancient times and find the help they need. So that way they are living their best life in this time that we're going through right now. And that's what I'm activating. And I am activating hibiscus tea. So if you feel called and you say, how do I help without helping? How about you make some sorrow tea and you put it at your window to let other sisters know that your red tea, your red light, your red tent is activated and we see you, because it's as simple as lighting it up. So with that being said, thank you for taking a moment to listen to me about being a red tent, and the hibiscus tea is officially a red tent activation for you. So make some sorrow tea. If that's all you can do, and put it by your door. So they got a fresh drink on their journey of life. And you've done enough. And thank you for that.
Thank you, MJ. And remember, if you're just coming in, just go back to you watch the replay and make sure you're getting the correct hibiscus tea. We did
Please do that.
Yes, just want to make sure that everyone is drinking the right hibiscus tea. And that is the Hibiscus sabdarifera, otherwise known as Flor de Jamaica, sorrel, roselle, all of those.
And add some orange peel to it. It's really good. Yes. Really good.
Cecilia was saying that her hibiscus tea already comes with the orange in it. So that's really good. Yeah. Okay, so and since we're on that, when I think October, November comes around, I'll share with you how I make the hibiscus wine or the sorrel wine as well, because I make that every single year, and there are people who are, so I share that with you. All right, so today's herb of the day, I'm guessing, tea of the day is oregano, because
we're going Italiano. Wow.
So it's most people would have oregano in your spice cabinet, right? This is the back to basics show, and I wanted to kind of look into everyone's spice cabinet. Most people's spice cabinet is not going to look like mine, so I've been kind of picking out things that I know most people would have, and oregano is something that most people would have in the spice cabinet, but not necessarily to make tea. I'm guessing that a lot of people wouldn't. They're probably thinking pizza and spaghetti sauce, but not tea.
I love oregano.
I love oregano too, but I tell you right now, I am not a fan of it in tea form. However, it is a very powerful tea. Very powerful tea. So, but definitely not something that you want to be drinking all the time anyway. So that's why it's kind of on the bitter side.
I'm from New York. We'll keep it on the pizza.
So Mediterranean food, Italian food, yes, you'll find that oregano there. Most likely not in when you go into any of those places, you're not going to be served a cup of oregano tea. And it's a beautiful color. You see that? Beautiful golden color. But it is a bit on the bitter side. All right. Has loads of benefits though, loads of benefits. It is in the same family as mint. So if you are allergic to mint, you're going to be allergic to oregano. But if you have been eating pizza and spaghetti sauce and you've had no reaction, chances are you're not allergic because exactly. All right. So there are so many different kinds of oregano as well. There's Peruvian oregano, there's Cuban oregano, there's the Greek oregano, there's Italian oregano. So chances are most people would probably have the Greek oregano in your spice cabinet.
Which one do you think is the original one, guys? But without we're not going to say it in the comments if you're here. Which one, the one that she listed, do you think is the original oregano? That we challenge you. And don't Google it. We see you.
All right. So I happen to have Peruvian as well as Cuban. but then I also have the other kind in the spice cabinet that I buy from the store. But I have the Peruvian and the Cuban actually growing in little pots, right? So there's so many different kinds. So why would you even want to drink oregano tea? Well, considering that it's bitter, it can be peppery. It is really good if you feel like you're getting a bit of a sore throat. 2 teaspoons of dried oregano to 8 ounces of hot water. Let it steep for about 2 to 3 minutes. Drink that. Your sore throat is gone. Really good for sore throats, really good for cough, for nausea, digestive issues like IBS. If you have any bloating, it is a natural diuretic. So if you are on any pills, like diuretic pills, then drinking oregano tea can kind of enhance the benefits. So you have to be careful there, okay? Because oregano is a natural diuretic by
And you
itself.
say BGs? No BGs here, okay?
Also, it's really good for muscle ache, so it's a natural anti-inflammatory as well. Anna is saying, oh, Cecilia says Cuban question mark, and Anna just admits I don't know. So anybody else? Yeah, keep guessing. We'll tell you at the we'll tell you at the end what the actual original oregano is.
Ah,
So,
they're guessing.
they're
Yay!
guessing. So it is anti-inflammatory. It is antiviral, which is why it would be really good for colds, coughs, sore throats, that sort of thing. It's antibacterial. Oregano is like all the antis, and like I said, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, all of those. If you're making the oregano tea, I'll tell you one way that you can kind of cut the bitterness is just by adding a little bit of lemon juice or a little bit of lime juice. And you still have all of the benefits. Plus now you have the benefits of the lemon because it is detoxing, but it does kind of cut the bitterness of the oregano just a little bit if you really cannot handle it. One of the best ways to use the oregano actually is to make oregano oil. Excuse me a sec. You have to just make some oregano oil by taking the dried oregano and infusing it into some extra virgin olive oil. Or another way that I know, if you go to these Italian restaurants, or there's one particular one you go to, and they give you like a dip, and the dip
Right, and the oil sits in the garlic. Yeah,
yes,
it
that is
saturates
another
in the
way.
garlic.
That's another way
This
that
is
you can
really
work
good.
with the oregano is just by adding the oregano into some olive oil
Olive
and
oil,
and you can also add in maybe a little bit of garlic sprinkled in there,
garlic,
maybe a little bit of basil.
and you let it
And
sit for days.
yes,
See, my family is Italian. I have Italian in my family. The DeFalcos from Brooklyn, New York. What I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they would do. They would put it in, and you would have little tapas, and they would have them
yes,
around, and they were for days. So yeah.
yes. And you just let that sit there and it infuses. It's so good. So there's so many different ways of working with oregano. You don't necessarily have to drink the tea because I know a lot of people don't really care for the tea. Okay. But it is, if you do have that, that little bit of a sore throat, like right there, just make yourself a little bit of the oregano tea and have that. But another way that you can work with it is the essential oil. The oregano essential oil is so powerful and it works like that. Okay. The only thing with the oregano essential oil is it is considered to be a hot oil, meaning that you have to add it to a carrier oil. If you add plain oregano oil to your skin, you could potentially burn your skin. It's kind of like peppermint and
And
cinnamon. They're in
cinnamon,
the same
yeah.
family. They could burn your skin if you do not dilute it with a carrier oil. So using some essential oil, the oregano essential oil mixed in with a carrier oil like olive oil again, or coconut oil or jojoba oil, and just massaging that on your neck, that also can be really beneficial for the sore throat. I was thinking of something just now and kind of slipped my mind. So the another way I've seen other people do this, where they take the essential oil and they add it to foods, the oregano essential oil added to foods. I would be very careful with that because essential oils are extremely
Yeah, I wouldn't do
concentrated.
it. You're better off
Um,
just using the herb in itself.
yes,
Yeah.
just use the herb. Because here, for example, peppermint. 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to drinking about 12 cups of peppermint tea. That's how concentrated 1 drop of the peppermint essential oil is. So the oregano is just as concentrated. So you have to be, when you're putting 1 drop into a dish that you're cooking, it's going to kind of overpower it. So I would not recommend it, even though I've seen, people all over the internet that are doing that. I would not recommend using essential oils in your cooking unless you really, really know what you're doing. No, I would not recommend that.
And you
All
got
right,
to
so
be
that
careful
is
because if the essential oil is not of good quality, Gina, it is not of a
exactly,
great high quality. You got to be careful. You don't know what you're messing it, and then it could actually cause rashes, all that. So be careful
yes,
when you're using essential oils and adding them to your food. Be really careful,
yes,
seriously.
because you have to remember you also have this system in your gut, and by adding things that don't belong in there, you could completely disrupt it. Then your immune system goes haywire and causes all kinds of issues. So you want to be very, very careful with all of that. So
And
that,
to add on that, the herb itself is perfect. This herb itself is
mhm,
perfect. You don't need to add a carrier oil to such a perfect herb. So this is an herb that you should be
right.
using, and do not add a carrier oil to it. Just use it as is and you're going to see the benefits.
Yes, yes, yes. The only way you'd add a carrot oil is if you're working with the essential oil, which is not what we're
Right.
talking about making this tea. All right, so that is oregano. I mean, it's a very powerful tea, a very powerful herb. Can be worked with in so many different ways. Um, that is my side. Now, MJ brings in the other magical side.
The
The herbal
spiritual
side is
side of it.
magical, but when MJ comes on, she talks about these herbs in such a way that you go, huh, I did not know that. And trust me,
So
I
let's go
walk away
there.
from here a lot going, I learned a lot today.
So she
So,
doesn't
and
understand because I do too. Gina for me does the same for me. And I want you to know, just like with the oil, the orange, I go, and if I don't make them as we do them, I make, and even the ones she posts, I mean, go on her line. I'm gonna toot her horn for a moment. Go check out her website. She has a lot of all of these blends, and she makes smoothies. When I tell you they're amazing, and they really are, please try it out. You don't understand the benefits this woman has next to you. For me, she would be one of the crones that I sit next to. Can you make me that, please? Can you make me that, please? So I want you to know that Gina is amazing, and I do make these things. I am one to, I listen and then I incorporate. And if I don't like something, that didn't work for me, but I keep. And the
yeah,
orange and hibiscus is awesome. So I want to talk about oregano, and I'm going to bring in my best Italiano voice because you know what I'm saying? I got Italian in my family. DeFalco, hello, Brooklyn, New York. We are from Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. Hello. I'm not even going there. Bay. So let's talk about this amazing herb. This herb is air. It is feminine. It is it is Aphrodite's energy. It is said that she touched the ground and made this beautiful herb come out of it. Okay. It is created as a symbol of joy and pure happiness. It is used in Greek and pagan weddings, hand-fast weddings. They actually wrap it around in a vine around the hand. The vine is made with oregano, guys. Did you know that? Okay. To encourage long-lasting love. You take an oregano bath and it summons the courage you need to move forward. So if you're going on a major journey or you need a major decision in your life, take a bath with, that's when you add I would add the herbs right into that. Add the herbs right into your bathtub and you're going to see. Now, back in the day, they would make oregano charm bags because they used for protection and safe travels, and it smell. Back in the day, remember, we're talking medieval times, people wouldn't bathe every day. So it would use to give a good smell and it would protect the travelers on their way. All right. If it's potted outside your home, it is meant to bring peace, or if it's gifted to you, it's meant as a peace offering for you. So it's peace in every sense of the way. Now, when you cook it, Now I know why the Italians like to cook it. It calls in the deepest of love. So get out your pots and pans and let's cook up this beautiful herb. All right. If you burn it, it sends away past lovers that keep knocking on your door because they want your goodness. So burn some if those lovers are like, I want your goody goody. No, you can't have my oregano no more, right? It's for somebody else that deserves it. So back away. You see, I want you to know what this is. Now, Gina said about how good it is if you put it on for your throat. You know, if you chew on it, it helps with gum, with any aches in your gums and your tooth. It helps your digestion. It helps with you with coughs and colds just on chewing it. So grab the bark of that and the branch and the leaf and chew like old days. When we're going to chew, I'm going to say that back in the day they would give it, and still in Italy today, they feed the cows oregano because they say they taste better from the inside out. When you check that shit out, man, like, yo,
Wow.
we are, but I think some Italian men are real tasty too. I hate to say, because you know that Italian with their, I'm not even gonna go there. Shh, that's another chapter. That's the X-rated chapter. But anyway, during Queen Elizabeth time. Now this herb, and this is where we're going to tell you where the herb came from. So before we get on this herb originated from. It is named Odos, meaning mountains, and Ganos, meaning joy, and it is Greek. It is natural and originated from the Greek Isles, my people. So it is not an Italian. The Greeks actually brought it to Italy. And then the Italians went wild with it. They were like, what is this? Oh my God. So then it went there. And then Queen Elizabeth brought it back to England. It didn't get to England until 1558. She decided to bring it to England, and then it just went wild because the taste was so amazing. And then they decided to bring it to the States, and they called it a pizza herb. Seriously, in World War II. And oregano became a pizza herb. But how amazing is that? That this is a Greek herb and started in the Greek Isles. This is, you put a little Windex on it. You know what I'm saying? And you make it good. And then you take it to Italy and you're like, Oompa! I just mixed up cultures. But that's exactly where this came from. And this herb is amazing. Now, fun fact, like I said, the cows, the gazing of the cows. Do you know that oregano has 30 times more antioxidants than any herb out there? 30 times more. So you imagine the benefits. Now, it's love, it's protection, it's joy, it's happiness. This herb for me, and when I went looking around, the color bestowed me because it's all about love. And my family is half Italian. I am blessed to say that my aunt married and we had the big fat Italian wedding. And I love everything about oregano and everything that it brings to the day. And I know the joy that my Italian family brings to me when they get together, and those 7-course meals on the table and all the love they put in everything is because they sprinkle that amazing herb in everything that they do. And now you know why. So for me, I am dubbing this herb today rose quartz, for all the love that this one Aphrodite's made it, this herb, for joy and happiness. And we need to use it again. So that's why I'm dubbing it rose quartz energy. So get yourself some oregano if you haven't. Get some pizza, put that on top, and let me come back to me and let me know.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to mention is, to me, this is like liquid sunshine, that yellow color and that joy that you mentioned. That is what I was thinking of, was the like sunshine in a bottle.
It is sunshine. It looks like amber.
Yeah,
it looks like amber. The color is so beautiful.
And one of the things that I was thinking about just now when you were talking, I've never seen, an angry Italian cooking. Have you ever? You can't.
I'm saying, or a Greek, because I have Greek friends. And when I tell, Opa, they're on the kitchen cooking. What do you mean you don't eat meat? You don't eat meat? Like these things are just, it's just not possible because the energy in cooking. And I think actually today I want to say Anna was in the kitchen and I just something about going in the kitchen with all these great herbs, and I go in the kitchen and I'm like, yay! The kitchen just made me feel so good with the energy it had. And that is the hibiscus and everything else. So there you go. All right. That is such an amazing tea. And the Italians are really happy people. And I know because they're, they got it going on. So I want you to enjoy some Italian. I don't know if I drink tea. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I will drink the tea because it's bitter, because I'm drinking hibiscus now, but I will spread it on everything. You can put it, like I said, in a little olive oil in a little cup, put it in there for a couple of days, add some garlic, all right, or roast the garlic and put it roasted, the garlic in there and leave it there. You're going to have the most amazing spread, and the garlic is going to be so healthy and beneficial for you.
Yeah, here's one way that you could work with the tea without any sugar or anything in there. You could make a mouthwash because MJ mentioned that it is actually really good for like toothache, but it's because it's antibacterial, antiviral, all of those things, parasitic. You could simply make a mouthwash, keep it in the refrigerator, or just make it as you need it and just rinse your mouth out. Use it as a mouthwash on a daily basis, or maybe a couple times a week. So you don't necessarily have to drink the tea. One of the things we try to share here are different ways of working with what's in your spice cabinet. Because most people, they see the spice in there and they, have one ingrained idea of how to work with it. We like to show you so many different ways. All right.
And I'm going to take what Gina said about the concentrate, and I'm going to tell you that take that concentrate and see, you want to put, that's where you can add that little concentrate to your bath. And it's already there, guys. So you don't even have to make it. It's there. And let's go to candle magic. Remember, this is luck. This is love. Take the herbs and actually put it on the candle. And when I tell you, you light that candle, it's going to smell so great in your home. And you're going to realize you're going to get a pep in your step. You're going to feel happy. You're going to be like, what is it? It's the oregano.
Yeah. Here's speaking of candle magic, you take a taper candle or, any of those candles that are not in the glass jar. Right? If they're in the glass jar, you can just simply sprinkle some on top. But you can take the ones that are not in a glass, you roll it with some extra virgin olive oil on there, and then you roll it into some dried oregano. Boom. Candle dressing.
Yeah.
Simple.
These are simple. Oh, we're going to blow your mind even more. Take the tea light candles, put your oven on for 5 minutes, put them in there, let it get all loose, take it out, grab your herbs and put it on top, and now let them dry. Guess what? You just made all your candles right there, and you light them as you go. Little tea lights. All right. And you can give them as gifts to people. What better? If somebody gave me a little tea light of oregano, and I know what I know now about the joy and love, it would make my heart feel so happy. So that would be a blessing.
I can see everybody going out now buying a bunch of tea lights and a bunch of oregano. Okay, so
go magic, go magic.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I have learned so much. For those of you who don't know, I used to do this tea talk by myself, and periodically I would bring in guests. And then one day, I think I was listening to MJ talk about something, and I said, I think MJ would be the perfect co-host talking about the magical side of herbs, and it has been. Right, having MJ on here to talk about the things we don't think about, right? Because as an herbalist, I don't think about how the particular crystal. I don't know how to word this, but what would be like the crystal counterpart to any particular herb, or the historical aspect or the historical uses of all of these herbs. And trust me, there's so many that I'm telling you, this has been a blessing having MJ on here, because the two of us together, I think, have really combined and shared about these herbs and spices, and in such a way that it completely blows my mind. So MJ, if I've never said it before, thank you for accepting that invitation. This has been amazing. I really have enjoyed this, because I get off the show and I'm like, wow, that was something. And you look at your herbs, or you look at your spice cabinet in a whole different way. You will never open your spice cabinet again and say, oh, I need some oregano. I guarantee you won't after today.
You be like, yeah, you go be like, hey, Joey, where's my oregano? You get the accent from New York, I'll be like, yo, where is it? I need my pizza. That's
Exactly. So for everyone who was here live and those who are going to be here watching the replay, thank you so much. If
Thank
you
you
have
so
any
much.
questions at all, always feel free to post them in the comment section. We do come back and we respond at some point. We do. We do really appreciate you all being here, and we hope that
We
you
do.
are having as much fun as we do putting these shows together. Okay.
We are.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much. And on that note, I think I'm finished.
Well, I'm going to
MJ?
say one thing. I'm going to say, and I have my cup here, and my cup says, side by side or miles apart, sisters will always connect by heart. Be a red sister for somebody who needs love, guys. Connect by your
Absolutely.
heart. Thank you, Gina, for an amazing show. I appreciate you
Thank
so
you,
much.
MJ.
You guys, thank you for coming and joining. Remember, there's magic in that cup. Have
In
some.
every cup. Yes.
Take care.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.